My name is TJ Gamble and this is Brewzle. But what does it actually take to get one of these in the state of Alabama?
So all told, we spent about $400, but this is what we got.
That's a good whiskey. There's a lot going on there. Of course, I didn't unmute, forgot to press the unmute button. That's what happens on Mondays. Sometimes you forget to press the unmute button, but it's another Monday, which means it's time for another Brewzle live stream. Y'all give me an audio video check there in the chat, and it looks like we have a crowd already, 188 folks before I even go live. Monday Night Football must suck tonight. Whew, man, doing all right, Josh. It's been a Monday for sure. I've been on the road for about 2 straight weeks. I was home last Monday and Tuesday, and then on the road again. So Vegas, a couple days at home, Austin, Texas for the rest of the week. And now I'm back and I'm ready to get this live stream going, and I need a pour. I'm gonna start off with a little bit of this Shortbarrel toasted. And as of me kicking off this live stream, or at least coming in here to prepare, there were still 3 of these. I can't even use 3 of these. I promise I ain't been drinking yet. I always do 3 like this. I was trying to be fancy with it. There were 3 of these left in stock at BrewzlePicks.com. And I feel like I undersold it on the last live stream. This is the first barrel pick we've done that didn't just sell out within a day or so. And man, that's a shame because it is a delicious rye. Today's Suck, celebrating with a pour of Starlight Single Barrel. Well, Trucker, hopefully it'll get a little better. We've definitely got some cool folks in here hanging out with us, having a good time. It was cut from the pick video. That is true. We did the live stream though, but it wasn't featured in the video itself, which is why we weren't planning on buying it. Like, that was a surprise. I was gonna get a toasted and then a bourbon, and they kind of surprised us with these Ryes. And so I didn't really film it. And then everybody wanted one. J-Rock and all the folks that were on that pick just loved this rye so much. I was like, all right, we'll take it. You know, the B team will want it. And so we just didn't do a great job marketing it. But we got them almost all. So, I mean, if it's 3 left over, I'll just take them. We'll drink them. What's going on, Dusty? Everybody let me know what y'all are drinking in the chat right now. If you've got a pour in your hand, even if it's not alcoholic, even if it's not bourbon. Let me know what you're pouring and hit the like button for me. Let's see if we can't make this a big stream. Larry, appreciate it. Thanks for joining us. It's going to be just me this evening. Jill's left me to go to the beach, not long term. She probably will be in the chat at some point, knowing Jill, but she went down to the beach, get her hair all did. She's got someone down there, a friend of hers that does her hair, so she'll be back this week. Hopefully she'll be live with us again next Monday. Baker 7 Old Fashioned sounds really good. 13th Colony Bourbon. Got the Brewzle rum in the house, man. Everybody who's tried that rum's absolutely loved it. And I like this rye. It's a good rye. It's, I mean, it's not a real strong rye, which is what I like. I don't like those that are super rye forward. Actually, that would make a great old fashioned. Very bourbon friendly. Jack Daniel's Single Barrel. We're gonna pop I mean, it's already open, but we're gonna sip on a little single barrel Jack Daniel's rye here in just a second. Steven got the Redwood Empire Pipe Dream. We actually released the Pipe Dream Cask Strength on Friday to patrons, straight from Redwood Empire. It wasn't from us. They just gave us access, and we sold over 200 of them, despite them only shipping to 35 states or so. So I think we could have really cleaned them out had we have been able to ship to the whole U.S. That Pipe Dream was, we tried it on the stream last week, and it was fantastic. Oh man, that is a good start right there. I want to see how that stacks up to this Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Strength. Scored a Jack Daniel's Triple Mash. I like the Triple Mash, despite there being some things in there that don't sound like they would be things that I would like. I do enjoy them. So we've got a few things we're gonna go over today. We're gonna drink this. We're gonna drink a little Stagg from the South Dakota haul. Now these are bottles I already had open. They're not the actual bottles I bought in that video, but there's no sense in having 2 open, so hopefully you'll forgive me for drinking one that's virtually identical that I already have open. We also did a barrel pick with Still Austin last Friday in Austin, Texas, and I have a sample bottle they gave me of that pick. So we're gonna do a little tasting on that. I've got a beer here that is the Oscar, aged in blackberry whiskey barrels from New Belgium that we did get in South Dakota. And we are working on our own Brewzle beers, and I got glass samples in. So I wanna show you the glass samples and get y'all's opinion on what we're doing there, the size of the bottles, the shape of the bottles. The glass I got, we'll talk about it here in just a little bit. So we got a lot of things to go over, and then it'll just, you know, Jill's not here to tap me on the leg, so it'll just devolve into whatever it turns out to be. I do not have updates right now on the barrel picks that are coming. We do have Ben Holladay, we have 13th Colonies, and we have Clyde Mays. All could show up any day. No clue when those are gonna be available. But I would expect maybe, at this point, honestly, if they landed, we might just hold them to the first week of December, but still trying to wait to get updates for y'all on when those will be available. And the beer, we've got some updates to talk about as well when we go over these glassware. They wouldn't ship to Alabama, the old man? You talking about the pipe dream from Redwood Empire? Hate to hear that. I thought they would though. Bottle kill night. Nice. We did that. We had some folks over, was it last weekend? Weekend before last? Couldn't have been this past weekend. And I was like, we're just gonna drink bottles that are almost empty. Any update on another Crittenden's pick? No, but he said we could do it. So we gotta figure out what we want. I've got some ideas, but it'll probably be early next year. I'm hoping we talked to Shortbarrel. I'm hoping to get more toasted for January. I'm hoping the Still Austin is there for January as well. And then I'm trying to get Matt Crittenden to get distribution in Texas so we can ship it through our Texas retailer that's handling them for now. And as soon as he gets distribution in Texas, then I'll go buy more barrels. Find all merch at Brewzle.com, Will there. Will's in the chat. What's going on, Will? Wife got me an E.H. Taylor barrel proof for my birthday today. Drinking that, Mike. Sounds like a good wife and an excellent selection. Did I turn the script on to... The lights didn't, I don't know how, I'm still working on this thing, flashing the lights and doing all this crazy stuff. There it goes. I don't think the scripting is on though to actually show it. It'll show here in just a second. Waylon with the super chat. Appreciate the support there. Waylon, have you had the Nulu Double Oaked? I have not. Had one from a barrel pick with a local club and it really surprised me. It was very caramel, forward, pour. Then I'll grab one next time I see it for sure there, Waylon. I don't think I've had the Elijah Craig C923. If I did, it wasn't in an environment where I knew what I was having. No, I do not have a dip in. I just have fat cheeks. That's what you're looking at there, Nick. Man, this is good. Well, I'm really liking these Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Ryes. Dusty had a total Brewzle moment at the liquor store. I got 2 bottles of Stagg 23B for $120. Then got a Weller 107 and a Blanton. So sounds like you had a red letter day, a banner day. I went bourbon hunting while I was in Austin, and I am going to get some flack on that video. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm going to get some negative Tater comments on the video because it tatered out a little bit, and I paid full secondary for a couple of expensive bottles. Now, he had a marked up double secondary, and I was like, I'll give you full secondary. But I need those bottles for a work event we're doing in January. And so it's a sponsored event. It's not my money, but I full tatered. Now, I also negotiated a couple other things in there I wanted, but I full tatered. So we're gonna get a little flack on that Austin video. I'm definitely coming bourbon hunting in Seattle at some point or another. I don't know when yet, Matthew. Do I like Fireball? Yeah, Fireball's pretty good. I don't drink it a lot, but yeah. Matthew with the super chat. Appreciate the support there, Matthew. Haven't heard of Clark and Sheffield. What would be a good Four Roses single barrel? That would be a good one. There's mash bills. I don't know the difference in the mash bill. Every one I've ever had is delicious. New to the channel, looking forward to expanding my experience with bourbon. Well, I appreciate it, Matt. Thanks for joining us and hanging out. There's nothing wrong with a little taste, especially when it's not your money. But I'm just telling you, what is a tater? Okay, Josh. So basically, you got two types of people in the bourbon world. You got taters and haters. And the haters are people that think it should be the way it used to be or the way they want it to be. And they call other people names like taters because they, basically, I don't know where the name came from, but you're basically a tater if you put any effort into finding good bourbon. If you pay marked up prices, if you, are going after particularly highly allocated and sought after bottles, if you're waiting in line, the haters call you a tater. And I am the tater king at this point. I'm the self-appointed king of all taters, which is cool. I'm fine with it. I'm just trying to brace myself for the comments on that video. Caught alive, Jordan. Appreciate you hanging out, man. Thanks for making it. Riley, no drinks for me as I recover from a surgery. Crack something good for me tonight. Well, we're gonna have Stagg, Don't Call Me Junior here in just a second. Drinking Weller Special Reserve. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Dude, when I was in Austin, every store we went into had Weller Special Reserve, every one of them. Buffalo Trace, Weller, and I found a single Rick House, couldn't pay that much for it. Found a Russell's 13, couldn't pay the price they had on it, but found lots of bottles, just tatered out on the ones I needed for the event. Best 3 bottles for someone who doesn't spend over $50 a bottle. Some of the benchmark stuff, not number 8, those are like 20 bucks. Woodford Double Oaked is under 50 in lots of places, it's not here. I got robbed on a Woodford Double Oak store pick. I just was talking to some guy. I was bourbon hunting. Some dude recognized me. I had some friends. We were looking at some highly allocated bottles, and I paid like $100 for a store pick. I just didn't even pay attention to the price till I got to the car. So get a Woodford Double Oaked, get maybe a Wild Turkey 101, something like that. Do you ever think you'll be able to ship to Canada? Probably not. Just like once it crosses a country line and it hits customs, like it's just very unlikely to get to you if we ship it. So unless Canada changes their laws, I just doubt it. Now we might be able to do, if we had enough people in Canada, maybe we could do something cool and figure out a way to distribute a certain number of bottles to a retailer in Canada that could then distribute it. If you know a retailer that can distribute bottles, let me know and we'll try to do something cool and special there. We'll put in the extra effort to try to sneak it across the border somehow. Sipping E.H. Taylor, about to turn the game on. Just stop by to like the video, come down to Pensacola for sure. I think we did some bourbon hunting down there, but we get down there quite a bit. We're liable to do another one at some point there, Joe. Jason joined a 3 Proof membership. Appreciate it, Jason. Do you ever try ketchup in a Glencairn? No, but I would. Top 3 Ryes. The limited edition Jack Daniel's Rye from 2020, Michter's Barrel Strength Rye, and then E.H. Taylor Rye. Top 3. Top Penelope, favorite Penelope is the Cask Strength. Just a good old red label Cask Strength. In Rochester, Minnesota. Well, it was a fun place. I enjoyed, we've got one more video coming up on that. We're gonna combine the last 3 places we hunted into one video. I think it'll come out in a couple of weeks. The event we did with Spillway, I think is this Friday's event. Don't quote me on that, but I believe so. And then I think the final 3 stops will be combined into one just to, we went to Idaho and Utah and there wasn't a lot to see. So we're gonna cut through that real quick and get to Colorado. Bills are stinking it up. Hate to hear that. What's up, Rallis? I think I pronounced that right. Should collab with SLB? I'm open to it. I haven't hit them up. I think they're up in Indiana, right? Just haven't been in their area. Missed E.H. Taylor, same day I was there and I missed it. He didn't let me know. Probably had it hidden for regular customers. Or maybe I got there too early or too late. Josh, I do not have plans for the Alabama end of year lottery because I did not win the lottery. So I don't even, will I even go? They gave away 150 numbers this year. And honestly, all the good bottles were 150 or less. Like all the bottles worth that circus. And so I just don't know if I will go do that or not. I might not. And if I do it, will I film it? Like we've done so much lottery content, I'm just not sure about it. What's going on, Chris Gamer? Or Garner, excuse me. Chat's a long way away. Alvin Ogle is the new mod. Where's he at? Where's he at? Have Alvin say something here so I can find his. Gotta add a new mod real quick. Gotta post in the chat. There he is. All right, Alvin's now, with great power comes great responsibility. Orlando Whiskey Festival in February. That sounds like fun. You need to tell Jill about that. Let's try this beer right here. This is New Belgian Wood Cellar Reserve Oscar aged in blackberry whiskey barrels. I don't know if this thing's gonna shoot off like a, oh great, the wire broke. It's always something. There it is, got it anyway. Got it anyway. See if I have a clean beer glass here. Should I shake it up, see if it pops like champagne? No. I'm just gonna, it does not seem to have pressure. A little bit of pressure. Not enough to shoot it across the room. Ooh, that smells delicious. It smells like a dessert. We need smell-o-vision. That's what we need. All right, give y'all the close-up right here. See if we can, where's this close-up cam? Ooh, look at the color on that. Man. Good color, good aromas. Chris just joined the free patron. For those that are interested, we have a free tier on our patron. We have more barrel picks coming. We are trying to build up next year. It may take a few months to get there consistently, but we are trying to release at least 3 barrel picks every single month next year. So that's gonna be fun. What's the beer? Again, this is by New Belgium, and this is called Oscar. I should have showed you the close-up of the bottle, shouldn't I? What kind of a host am I? I don't know if y'all could see that real well, but lights may be kind of blasting it out there a little bit. But Oscar, aged in blackberry whiskey barrels. Now, what's a blackberry whiskey? I don't know. What kind of barrel was it aged in? I have no idea. So, what fragrance am I wearing tonight? Beer. Oh, no, God. Oh, it smells so good. Oh, God. Is that a sour? What kind of beer is it? Lord have mercy. I wasn't expecting it to be so tart. Aged 14 months. It's a sour ale, Lord have mercy. They put that in very, very small print. Very small print does it say it's a sour. Wasn't expecting that. It is a sour, it is, yes, it is a sour. Thank you very much. But when you're expecting like that color, I'm expecting a stout, or even with the smell, didn't really smell sour. Maybe I get a little hint of it now that I know what I'm dealing with. That was a surprise. It was a shock. This is not bad if you like sours. It was just a shock to my system. I almost had to reboot. Beach Sand just stopped by to give you a like and super chat and say, hi, love your content. I'd like to send you an email to ask some questions on my channel. Sure, hit me up. So is it good? If you like sours, this might be the best sour I've ever had, but I'm not a consumer of sours. I've not tried the Boulevard Bourbon Barrel Quad. My wife is a fanatic for Boulevard's Wheated, though. Brandon, love your content. Have you had the John J. Bowman single barrel? Yes. I don't see them a lot. It's a controlled state in Virginia. It is in Alabama. We're still going to do it at some point next year. Have you had the Michter's 10? Yes. Worth the price. MSRP? Yes. Black Fork? I did not. Yeah, sour's just was not what I was looking for this evening. Not what I was looking for. What are you talking about, Tyler? Like I barely tried. Like, Lord, man, you're gonna have to make me break out the song again here, huh? Been a while since I've used the song. Hit up Bourbon Judge when you come by DE. All right, will do. Riley, next time you're in Dallas-Fort Worth, hit up Hop Fusion Brewery. I'm assuming that's what you mean by DFW, Dallas-Fort Worth. No, Seth, I'm not. Like, dude, I barely had 2 sips of anything. So, somebody, man. Some folks know how to bring the mood down. Cincinnati. We have a couple of great distilleries in the area you can tour and pick up great bottles. All right, I'll have to check it out. Big Mo, appreciate the 3 Proof membership. Let's talk about our beer a little bit. Let's do that. Y'all want to talk about that? So we are working with Red Clay here in Opelika, Alabama to create some beer and put them in bourbon barrels. They have been making beer. They've got a bunch of it ready. So the week after Thanksgiving, it goes into barrels. We do not know yet how long they are going to age. This first run probably be short, probably be a month, and then we'll try them and see, are they getting better, are they getting worse, you know, which one wins out, and then we'll do a big batch and let them run for however long they need to run. They seem to think 3-4 months. This stuff is in there for like 14 months. It might take longer to get them done. We really want them to be special. So I've ordered glass samples. Now what we're going for here is, what is this going to be bottled in? It's going to be amber glass, but the bottle shape I want, they did not have in amber, but they do have the molded. They can make it in amber if we order enough quantities. So I ordered these guys, so this will be the shape of the bottle. Now I ordered 2 sizes, so we're trying to figure out all the details, and I want a really nice quality bottle. So I really like these Grolsch style bottles. The old man with the $4.99 super chat put in a good word for me at Crittenden's. I'll be going this weekend. Nice, War Eagle to you too. You're gonna have a good time at Crittenden's. So let's get you a close-up of these. This one's 750 milliliters. This one is 500 milliliters. And so I wanted a little bit of a cool shape. We wanted these Grolsch style tops. So if you get my Echo thinks I'm talking to it. So you can reseal them if you want to, if you don't want to finish the whole thing off. Because, you know, if they're like the Goose Islands, which is kind of what I'm going for, they're going to be very rich and flavorful. So we're trying to do this style. I don't know which size yet though. Like, do you do this size and sell them in a 6-pack, or this size and maybe a 4-pack or something like that? Not real sure, but y'all let me know what y'all think about that bottle shape and the Grolsch style lids. One thing that's a lot easier is just to put them in wine bottles, but that's not cool. I want cool. I need the coolness. Would rather have the smaller bottles. Okay, so smaller bottles that we kind of drink it all in one setting. So the beer, we're doing a bunch of different types of beers. We're gonna do like 6 or 7 different types of beers. Yeah, JFK, we have been to the Holladay Distillery, did our pick there. Who gets the better deal in a Weller 107 for JD single barrel rye? The 107 gets the better deal. Rick with the $9.99 super chat. Home in Minneapolis from Branson scored Ben Holladay bonded soft red wheat and Missouri straight bourbon Rick House proof Starlight cigar batch. My wife would like to know if I can forward the bill. Yes. Send it to complaints@brewzle.com. So everybody likes the 6-pack smaller bottles. I don't know if there's an IP, like I just wanted the Scotch ale. I told them to make anything else they want. So I'll find out maybe this week I'll find out for sure what they've made. So I don't even know what all they've made. I know they're gonna do, I think they talked about doing a sour and all sorts of different things. I'm still zoomed in, look at there. Thank you for the heads up. Thoughts on Booker's? I like it, but you gotta be in the mood for it. Bondstown Cash Strength, I have not. So everybody, yeah, I know the camera angle's best. Thank y'all, appreciate it. I don't have Jill here tonight to help me stay straight. As an industrial designer, I like the bottle. A large 4-pack would be nice. Do I need help designing the label of the brewery? Maybe. JFK, hit me up. We haven't got that far yet. I've still got to do legal work and stuff, but we need to get started on it for sure. Have you tried the Penelope Private Select 9-year barrel strength? I have not. I do have some Ragged Branch. I didn't love the stuff I had. You should try the, I can't pronounce that. Sounds like it's from the Netherlands. Haven't tried it though. Can we see all of the new, they're all upstairs, Will. I'm not going, I'd have to stop stream, go upstairs, get the hats. I figured we would show we do have the new hats. Y'all see these, this is the leather patch Brewzle hat. I figured we would highlight them when they're actually online and ready to be sold. Is King of Kentucky worth $1,100? No, absolutely delicious, not worth that. Haven't had a rare character pick. I need one, I hear good things about it though. Brett's loving the Crittenden's rum finished rye. Nice. You can entertain the crowd. Okay, you could juggle. You could talk about William Lululemon. Make sure that's a clean Glencairn here for our Stagg. Don't call me Junior. So I missed the pour. Oh man, I did good this weekend. Barely even drank unless I had to. It was all my drinking was on camera. So that's good. But then we filmed a bunch, so. I've heard of Broken Barrel. I haven't had anything from them. They have a honey barrel and a Satal stave finished. Which batch is this? Stagg is 131 proof. So y'all tell me which batch it is. It could be. So when we do the limited run, it's going to be a bunch of different ones. And when we do the one we might sell the limited run as well, and it may be just a sample pack of all the different ones that we've tried, whether they're good or they're bad, just you get them all. And then when we do the bigger run, my expectation is that it will be just one of them that turned out spectacular. But we'll find out. I don't know, this is a learning experience. First time we've done it. They've barrel aged some beers, but not in bourbon barrels, not kind of like what I'm trying to do. So again, Amanda, it's 131 proof. This is the one, I think this is the first one that did not have Junior on it. So whatever batch that is. Appreciate it there, Buddha. Cork and cage for the big stout? What do you mean? This batch 18? Okay. Yeah, MSRP Stagg's hard to beat. I'm wondering if old Russell there got fired though. That was his name, right? Russell. I feel bad for him. Once his boss saw the video, he might have been on the outskirts there. Might have been, looking for a new role. I'm definitely, so if you're in the Discord or in Patreon, we post when we're going. We're trying to plan a little more ahead this year and know in advance, and maybe we have meetups, maybe we do different things in some of these different places. So be on the lookout in there when we post where we're coming, because we're gonna try to plan bigger things and doing more stuff and making the videos a little bigger. Chris just got to try Old Fitz 10-year for my birthday yesterday. Delicious. Yeah, all the Old Fitz stuff's really good. I've had a few that are just really kind of funky, weird, but most of them I've had have been fantastic. I think about 13 years is where they peak, and then they start to get a little too oaky for me. What wheated bottle is closest to Weller? Nothing is super close to Weller with that really kind of fruit floral notes. I've had some of the Larceny stuff, but they're usually more caramel forward when they're good. The Old Fitz stuff, but that's not quite as floral. So just other Buffalo Trace products are honestly closer to Weller than most other wheated bourbons, to me. Any interest in getting the Crown Royal 30-year-old? Yeah, I'm interested. I don't know what it's gonna take or if it's gonna be good, but I'm always interested in interesting things. Love the Holladay podcast. Appreciate it, Chris. We had a good time. The Holladay folks are a lot of fun. I had a St. Augustine bourbon, Matt's, quite some time ago, but it's been so long, I can't remember if it was any good or not. Asked for the Redbreast 12 for Christmas. Yeah, that's a good one. As far as Irish whiskeys go, that's a good one. Austin hunting man, we found a lot of stuff. I had to pass, a lot of it was marked up. Some marked up a little, some marked up a lot. I bought some Weller Special Reserve at MSRP, got another big bottle of that. Found quite a few of the Goose Island barrel-aged stouts that I like so much. And I tatered out on a couple of Van Winkles. Paid full secondary for them, but we got an event in January at the SHOT Show in Las Vegas, and I needed them for that event. So Blessed Assassin, I said a little bit about the barrel picks in that I just don't have any info right now. They're all in transit to various sorts. They all said, hey, we're about to have your bottles bottled, or your barrels bottled, and we're gonna ship them. And then I just haven't heard anything. So usually there's a dead time there, and then the retailer just says, hey, they're here. I'm trying to follow up on them this week, so I'll have a lot more information on Monday, I hope. Isaac Bowman, that's the port finish. Yeah, I've got it. I'm not a big fan of port finish, and that's no exception. Like the other Bowman stuff's pretty good. The port finish, nah. Stagg eludes me in my Tater ventures. Why don't all of my YouTubers go to SHOT Show? We just do a lot of e-commerce work with outdoor lifestyle brands, right? Hunting, fishing, firearms, so. Do a JT Meleck barrel pick for the JT Meleck stuff's pretty good. We might actually do something with them for sure. Pappies and weapons. I don't, nothing could go right. We're not gonna have them at the same time. Do I like cigars? Occasionally, I'm not a big cigar smoker. Who makes Stagg? This is Buffalo Trace, owned by Sazerac. The TX stuff I had was all right. Not a huge fan. So if y'all are if you have anything to do with e-commerce and you're gonna be at the SHOT Show, you need to send me an email, get an invite to this crazy thing I'm doing. What's going on, Devin? How do you feel about Jack 12? Love it. Absolutely love it. That's one of the best Jack Daniels on the market. The 10's good. I like the 12 better, at least the ones I have open right now. Bourbon County 2023 releases November 24th. I can't believe these things sit around. I know they're expensive. They are so freaking good. How'd the Still Austin pick go? It went really well. We picked a pretty good barrel. I've got it right here. This is a little sample from it. We're gonna try it after I have this Stagg. What if I'm not at SHOT Show but just in Vegas? Probably not gonna be able to get you in, man, because I'm not the gatekeeper. I'm just one of the people that gets to invite folks. So you're gonna have a really good lie on your resume there. No Jill tonight. Jill has left me. She's just left me completely here by myself to my own devices to go down to the beach to get her hair done. She got a friend down there that does all of her hair, keeping her looking all beautiful and everything, and she's down there getting that taken care of. So she'll be back. It's a temporary leave. I think she'll be back Tuesday, and she should be on the stream next Monday, barring something unforeseen. I tried one Wolcott, but I didn't like it. Favorite Buffalo Trace product? Weller stuff. Weller Antique 107. I haven't drank anything from Dogfish Head. Maybe except for, I think their IPA was really popular back in the day. Got a Weller Antique for $120. You didn't get beat. You know, that's a little more than I like to pay for them, but that's not terrible. I see them for a lot worse. Saw them in Austin for $250. Shortbarrel be there Thursday. Awesome, Studers. Jacob's Pardon Batch 3. I've not tried that. The best holiday products, soft red wheat, cask strength, rickhouse proof, which is hard to get. All the rickhouse proof stuff's really hard to come by. Not a fan of Scotch. I did go to Mississippi on Saturday on my way back from Austin, stopped there in Brandon with the folks from Spillway and the Mississippi Sippers. And Bobby he tried to convert me to Scotch. So I drank a bunch of Scotches. I told him he's got 5. I think he ended up giving me 6 or 7 Scotches to try to convert me to Scotch. And I mean, we found some things that were pretty good, but it's just not, I'm just not gonna be in love with it like I am bourbon. It's just not gonna happen. Dustin, have you tried the 2023 Hirsch single barrel sourced from Willett? I have not, but I would be interested. Like you don't see Hirsch. I have a Hirsch high rye somewhere around here, but like you almost never see Hirsch. I almost never see Hirsch. And I'm not always looking for it, but I'm not looking for a lot of things I run into. Still Austin single barrel. Well, this is a 116 proof is what this is gonna be. So technically this is 118 proof barrel. They're gonna water it down to 116 proof. I think that's the proof they put it into the barrels. That's what we've got here. So we're gonna try that here in just a second. Watching all your vids, how's it going? Z Rhyme, it's going great, man. Having a good time, appreciate you hanging out with us. Doers, not my thing. Take it easy, Link, from New England. Westward, haven't had it. Any Pennsylvania trips planned? Yeah, we're working up the East Coast next year for sure. I don't know when or how that's, if we're gonna be able to, because right now our bourbon hunts, we're trying to make them a little bigger, like stretch them out a little bit, do more in the videos, right? And so that takes it from like 2 hours worth of shooting to about 4 hours worth of shooting to make sure we hit as many liquor stores as we can, or if there's other things we want to do in that town. So it goes from like, I can stop at a place and just do one in passing to I need to go to that place and stay, right? And it might take a day or 2, depending on how much stuff we want to try to film while we're there, if we're going to do a meetup or whatever. So we're trying to start planning for next year and be mindful of that so we can let y'all know. So maybe we can have a meetup, maybe y'all can participate, maybe people can go bourbon hunting with us. Like I don't know exactly, maybe a liquor store's having a drop and we can promote that and have y'all show up, and we're here to try to help y'all get access to bottles, not just us, right? So what cool stuff could we do if we planned ahead? And with that though, it takes a lot longer in each place, so it's hard for me to, like the road trip we just did of like 17 days just wouldn't work because we can't go and then move on, right? We gotta go and plant and then go and plant. So like, would we make it all the way up to Pennsylvania? Probably not. We might make it up to DC on a road trip, then come home and then pick back up after that or something, right? So it's just kind of hard to, well, we're working on an event here in Opelika for sure, Brandon. I'm having some conversations Wednesday with some folks here in Opelika that are thinking about trying to do a bourbon festival here in Opelika, and maybe we do an event around that so we can make it really cool and epic and offer some cool stuff for y'all, but we don't have to have all the resources to make it work. Like all the pressure's not on us to make it successful. We can just piggyback on their efforts. So I'm having that conversation Wednesday. Hopefully I'll know more about that here soon and we can start getting dates and stuff. But as we're out on the road, little micro get-ups and meetups. We had some folks up to Louisville earlier this year when we did the live stream from the Marriott. That was fun, right? Can we get 10, 15, 20 people together and just do something fun? For sure, Christian, it would be fun to meet folks. Only 33 likes. I like it, the oversell. What did you do before becoming the ever infamous Brewzle? Before becoming the Tater King? I'm still doing it, man. This is still kind of part-time. We put as much effort into it as we can, but I am in e-commerce. We build websites that sell things. I have not had Little Book 7, Brandon. I own one, but it's signed by Fred and Freddie No, and now I'm like, it's signed, do I open it? Probably at some point, but I just haven't yet, because I have another chapter open right now, and there's no sense in doing 2. Bill, favorite rum, I really like the rum we bought, but something you go get on the shelf. Now, I haven't had a ton of rum, but Diplomatico's good stuff. Would be in on a bourbon festival in Alabama. Well, it's coming. It's coming probably in the spring. Still have a Jack Daniel's single barrel unopened, bottled on 3507. Nice. All right, let's try this barrel pick we did here with Still Austin. Now this was fun. We had a good time. It was a corporate event. I had some corporate folks there, so we had to keep it kind of corporate friendly. So we didn't get too out of hand with this one, but we toured their facility, which is really, really nice there in Austin, Texas. And they gave us 5 barrels to choose from. And this one won hands down. This one was everybody's number one, except for like 2 people in the 5 that were we have 5 barrels, or 5, I think we had 7 people there. So 5 of them said this was number one, and I think like 2 of them said it was their second favorite pick. Now, for me, it was between this one and another one. The other one had just an interesting kind of grain-forward herbalness to it, and I really liked it. But I was afraid I would come back to it the next day and not like it as much. Like, it was just a little more craft youthfulness, and I was just kind of scared of it. So I chose this one as well. Of course, you probably don't want to be evaluating barrel picks right after having Stagg Jr. Chicago Bourbon Hunt's gonna happen. I skipped it because we've got some fun things we were working on for Chicago, and I hope those things still happen, but they won't happen during football season, if that's any clue as to what we were trying to do. Like, they just won't happen during football. So we may wait till football season's over. We definitely will wait till football season's over and try to do the Chicago Bourbon Hunt. And that one's sweet. It's definitely doesn't hold up to the Stagg Jr. for sure, but it's almost got a little soft orange peel on it. I need to get that Stagg out of my mouth. It's delicious though. Not as much going on as a Stagg Jr., but a delicious single barrel. Tastes like pine. You may have got one of those that have those herbal notes on it. I have not been to Dread River. The Stagg I've got here that's open is the 131 proof one that doesn't have Junior. TWC's not gonna do my taxes. Don't do your taxes, man. They'll come, like, it'll work itself out. They'll do them for you. They'll bill you. That's good. It's subtle. It's got a great mouthfeel to it. Like, once you've had, like, we've been having ryes that are super flavorful. We had the Stagg that's super flavorful. This one's much more subtle, but it's got a real interesting kind of buttery mouthfeel to it and a nice orange peel flavor. So overall, a nice barrel pick, but it is not super intense in any sort of way, right? Like, just kind of straightforward. I don't think that'll be off-putting to anybody. Into BBQ with the $20 super chat. First super chat. Appreciate the support. I am seriously affecting his firearm budget. Well, I hate that. I apologize for that. But, you know, you got to have a balance, right? You got to have a little of this, a little of that. It's good to, you know, to explore new things and buy more whiskey. Southeast of Chicago, JFK says. I don't know if you're behind or if I'm way ahead. I may be way in the future. I don't know. What batch of Stagg do you recommend? Any you can get. Any of them. They're all good. The Still Austin is going to be 116 proof. And honestly, it's super approachable for 116 proof. Like, it did not drink like 116 to me at all. Do you think you'll see a Jack Daniel's 15 year? I would say probably. All of the Bowman lineup. I don't think so. I don't even know what all the Bowman lineup is. I don't think I have them out here. I think they're in the back. So I've got most of them. I don't know about all of them. What's the oldest whiskey you've got in your collection? Are you talking about like oldest bottle or oldest age statement on the bottle? If it's age statement, it's like the 18 year. I think I got 1 or 2 18 years. Knob Creek 18 right there. What's a good price? I think they're a couple $100 MSRP, maybe a little more than that. GY doesn't like proofs over 100. Understand? That's fine. That's where my proof level starts, right? But this one actually drinks very mild for something over that proof. Yeah, the short barrel picks are delivering this week. Not a lot of heat on the palate. And we tend to do that. Like, we tend to pick barrels that are high proof but don't drink that proof. If they you know, if they really come across as that level of proof, then they don't usually win when there's other barrels out there. The 23 is also 131.7. This is the latest one that doesn't have junior on it. So whatever the most recent one is with 131, it's not 0.7 though, it's just 131. Any ideas if A. Smith Bowman? That may be the one I don't have, honestly. I don't know. John, if I got something in my face, why do people keep asking if I'm using chewing tobacco? I got chubby cheeks. I don't know what to tell you. Don't know what to tell you. That's like the second. Is it the same guy keep asking, or make me wonder if something's going? Oh, is it because he thinks I'm spitting in my Dr. Pepper can? No, I'm drinking my Dr. Pepper. The Old Fitz back here, I think is a. What's the Old Fitz back here? This one is a 17. I had a 19 and I traded it to a friend for a Van Winkle that I needed for that event in January. So I got to collect several Van Winkles. So I traded the 19 for one of them. I mean, I get like chew, but I don't have chew. I don't know. It's the whisker shapes. You think, okay. Max with the super chat, first super chat. Appreciate the support, Max. My uncle sold some vineyard land in California. Just bought a 200-acre hunting camp near Union, Alabama. He loves red wine but likes whiskeys. Ooh, it depends on how into whiskey he is, right? Find something exclusive and rare. I mean, if you gave me something he's really into, like I hear the Michter's 10s this year's Michter's 10s are out of this world. So if you find one of those, probably be a pretty good bottle. Should run, $200, $300. Could be more on the secondary though. Do I work a 9 to 5? Kinda. I mean, I have a job. The hours are flexible, but yes, I'm in e-commerce. We build websites that sell things. It's not your cheeks. What is it? I don't know. What is this event? We'll be raining from the skies. It's gonna be a private bourbon tasting and probably dinner at SHOT Show for e-commerce merchants. How many in my collection? So right now, I have the 3 Lot B, the 3 Rip 10s that I've acquired for that event. I have a Lot B, which that is going to a client of ours that has done us some really big favors. I have a Rip 10, a Lot B, a 15 open behind me. I think that's it. Those are the ones. Tried barrel bourbon this weekend in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Nice. Some of those barrel stuff's really good. You'll break up with your fiance right now for some Coy Hill. It's nice. It's not worth that. I mean, unless you don't like your fiance. Michter's 10 Rye for $250 and passed on it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what those are MSRP though on the Ryes. Probably 15, 30 seconds behind. Okay. Old Fitz 19's a chocolate bomb. This 17 smells so good. Oh, here's what sucks though, is when you're first getting into whiskey, there's certain things you like. I mean, it doesn't matter where you're at in your whiskey journey. There are things you're into, but that evolves. Like your palate is constantly evolving. So I wasn't a big fan of this 17 when I first opened it. Like it was good, but it's like, it's a little too much oak. But God, that just smells like dessert. It smells delicious. And I still think it has a little too much oak, but I like it a whole lot better than I did when I opened that bottle. James, Jack Daniels from the 70s, unopened. Would you drink it if it was my dad's and he never opened it, still in the box as well? Yes, I have one from the 70s that was actually opened and I've been drinking it. So it just had like one little pour out of it and it's been sitting with the cork in it. So we tried it. We haven't been drinking a bunch of it, but we did try it. If it's unopened, should be fine. A lot of people buy those and sell those at pretty hefty markups. Should be delicious. It could have opened up a little bit, but I think I'm starting to like a little bit more oak than I maybe liked a year ago or 2 years ago. I don't know how long I think this one was This one was a release from early this year, or it may have been last year. I'm not even sure. So I may have had this one up to a year. And you can see I haven't drank a ton of it because I just, like, it was good, but I just didn't love it. Is $2.99 too much for a Weller antique water? Yes. Way too much. Do not do that. No, don't do it. I can't in good conscience tell you to buy one at that price. I buy them at about $100. So if you go into that store and you offer them $100, sometimes they'll take it. And if you could buy a couple of bottles or a few bottles and then say, hey man, I'll give you $100 for that, sometimes they'll take it. Are your barrel picks available? John with Super Chat. Are your barrel picks available online? Also, have you ever had the Balvenie 14 rum cask? So I own a bottle of Balvenie Caribbean cask. I assume that's the one you're talking about. And that was actually in the lineup of scotches we tried this weekend to try to convert me. Pretty good. I think that was my favorite out of all the ones that I was able to try. So that's a good suggestion. Not a Scotch fan. I do enjoy that one, but not as much as just an okay bourbon, which is, you know, the thing that gets me. Our barrel picks are available at brewzlepicks.com for the retailer that is shipping them out of Texas. Now, they were at a different site. It's picks.brewzle.com for the ones that came out of New York. But like I said, we did have 3 of these, like literally 3, 1, 2, 3 bottles of this rye left. That's the only barrel pick available for sale right now. And those may be gone if somebody bought those. I mentioned those earlier. So, Old Forester single barrel strength. Love those. Seen a lot of those lately. Passed on some of them in Austin just because I have so many of them here. I have like 1 or 2 open. I think I have 1 or 2 backups. I don't really like the 100 proofs though. The Elijah 18, interesting, not something I would drink a ton of. I like it, but it's just like I gotta be in the mood for that much oak. Old Fitz 13, 15, 17, they're good, but not incredible. And it really depends on the bottles for these. Me and a friend sat down at a bar one time and had the 13 and a couple of Van Winkles. We were just trying all sorts of expensive stuff. We were buying expensive pours and then just splitting it, right? He'd get half pour, I'd get half the pour. The Old Fitz 13 was the best thing we had that night. But like, none of mine have been to that level. They're good. They haven't been to the level that 13 in that bar was. And some folks have given me samples of their Old Fitz that was just awful. So, not sure. Don said, sorry, Shortbarrel. What do you say, Don? A big fan of Shortbarrel, but why can't I find it outside of Georgia? It's just a small business. So they're just, you know, they don't distribute that. It takes time to build that level of distribution. It's like Crittenden's. They only distribute to like Alabama, Mississippi, and a little bit into Louisiana. Now they're trying to grow, but it takes a lot of work, man. I'm sure they'll continue to get it out to more and more places. JL, I need a suggestion for Wild Turkey Masters Keep Series. What's your fave? 17-year bottle and bond, but I don't know if you find one of those these days. I haven't had any of them from this year. Ian, I don't have a Holy Grail bottle. Like I'm pretty happy with what I have, what I find. Like I just, you know, whatever, like I like good whiskey, but there's not like some bottle I'm like, oh my God, I just really want that. I put a lot of effort into it because of the channel. I didn't do a ton of bourbon hunting before this channel. I would go do the drops and things in the state of Alabama and have a few bottles, but obviously I've escalated that with filming content. And it's just like, I like good whiskey, but there's so much good whiskey out there that's not like super hard to find. So I don't have unicorn bottles. When something new comes out, I want to try that. Like I like new things. But outside of that, it doesn't matter with me. Rare breed, non-chill filtered. I have not. Isn't that like the export only version? Haven't had it. Knob Creek 9, 12, 15, and 18. My favorite's going to be 12, but 920 proof gives it a run for its money. Is it Eagle any better than, is it Eagle? I'm assuming you're saying, is Eagle Rare better than Turkey 101? Yeah, probably. I like the proof on the Wild Turkey, but that Eagle Rare is just delicious. I have a purple top Willet wheat. I have a purple top Willet wheated. A lot of W's there. And I like it. Yes, it's not worth the price. The price is dumb, but it's good. Sazerac Rye, I'm not a fan of Sazerac Rye at all. We need more Crittenden's Brewzle Picks. I have told Matt, when I was in Brandon, Mississippi with him at the Spillway event a few weeks ago, I told him, I was like, dude, get distribution into Texas. We'll sell more Crittenden stuff because people want more. The 4-grain was fantastic. We'll go in the Rick House. We'll do some custom finishing stuff. The Mississippi Sippers have a ton of stuff they're finishing. We could maybe slide off some barrels of that. Like, we could really get some fun stuff from them. He's just got to get distribution into Texas. Wild Turkey is way better. I don't know, man. I like Wild Turkey 101, but that Eagle Rare it's just the proof. The proof is the only thing keeping it from being out of this world. Yeah, I always try local regional brands. Like, I want to find those hidden gems. I want to find those Crittendens, those Ben Holladays, those short barrels of folks that are doing it right and making really good whiskey. Favorite whiskey you've tried recently? What have I tried recently that was just, oh my goodness? We have it, the Pipe Dream. The Redwood Empire Pipe Dream, cash strength. Probably the best thing I've had the last couple of months that I had never had before. That was really good. Yeah, if you could find it for $30 to $40, Eagle Rare is so good. Need more of that rum. So Richland rum is right down the road from me. That rum has me thinking, what other cool, like, should we do more rum picks? Like, we might not get that rum again. We can get that rum again, but like, should we just do more rum in general? Eagle Rare and Cherry Dr. Pepper should be bottled. Single malt, yeah, I'm sure yes, Alvin, there are probably some great single malt producers in the U.S. I'm not gonna try them all because I'm not that guy. Like, I'm just not. Pipe Dream Cask is just okay. I really like the one they sent me. This year's release, I thought it was pretty good. I mean, Holiday Soft Red Wheat, Rick House proof, sure, but I tried that months ago. I was trying to think, like, in the last week or two, is there something new I tried that was really good? I like that. How much is the Pipe Dream Cask? They sent it to me. I don't know. I'm lucky like that, but we just released some and they paid MSRP for it, but I don't know what MSRP was. I'm sure somebody here will know. Pappy Van Winkle 20-year family reserve. I don't know, man. Pappy 20 is hard to come by. I would think secondary on that's probably what, $2,000 to $2,500 these days. I think it's coming down a little bit from where it was. And so that's a dumb price. I do not have any tattoos, Hector. A lot of folks want rum picks. That is Crown Royal 23-year apple, and it's fantastic. Not close to worth the price. If that were a $30 bottle, heck, a $40 bottle, I'd say buy it all day. It's awesome. Love it. If you like apple flavored things, it is wonderful. But for the price, it is so dumb. Plantation rum, all right. Favorite Jack Daniels, Coy Hill. I love the Goose Island Bourbon counties. I think the ABV on those, typically they don't sell them in Alabama, but I still find the ones from last year laying around, and every time I see them, I buy a couple. I probably should just buy a dozen of them so I have them, but then I drink a dozen of them, and that wouldn't be good. I do have a Rebel 10 years somewhere. It's been a while, Josh, so I can't give you a good review. I liked it when I tried it. I wished it were out here. I would pop it again, but I think it's still in storage back behind me. We pulled everything down and we painted, and then things didn't get put back quite well, or quite as well. Crown Royal Salted Caramel. Yes, have that. It's a good mixer. Wouldn't drink it neat. Yeah, age 23, and they that's how good it was. It was so good, they put apple flavor in it after aging it for 23 years. EHT Barrel Proof is the best EHT there is. At least, I haven't had all the limited stuff, but the regular stuff. Most dangerous bottle to sip on? Flavored stuff, man. That flavored stuff, it's just so easy to just keep drinking it. Yeah, hit the like button on the stream. We got 400 likes on the stream. Let's see how high we can get that. 933 concurrent viewers, it looks like. Pump the likes, maybe we get it over 1,000. Compete with Monday Night Football, because you know there's only 900 people watching that garbage. That's a joke for you football fans. JT Meleck cask strength. Surprising, that was surprising. The Ryes whiskey was surprisingly decent. I mean, it's pretty good. Barrel Amburana is the best Amburana. So barrel craft spirits, Amburana finished, is the best Amburana. I still don't like Amburana, but out of all the Amburanas, theirs is the least offensive to me. Into BBQ, do you have a bottle of Sonoma bourbon from Cali? I do not think I've tried that, or I don't think I have a bottle of it. It's starting to get to a point where I can't remember all the small distillery stuff I have, but don't recall that one. Haven't had C923, at least. I think I might have tried it at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival, but I wasn't reviewing it, so I didn't buy it. It was there, it was for sale. Should have bought it, as much hype as it's getting, but when I was at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival, nobody was saying anything about it. So I passed on it and I bought a lot of whiskey. I went through there and got a couple of Elijah Craig 18s, but I didn't buy the C923. I've got so much, where are they at? I don't think they're on camera. I have like 4 Elijah Craig barrel proofs open on the bar right now, and nobody will finish those things. They never get drank. And so I've just said I will not buy more until I'm out of those, but nobody ever drinks them. And so they never get drank. So I need to buy it. Like I hear this and I want one now, but it's like, will it just go on the bar and never go back to it? Don't know. I've had a little bit of Parker's Heritage, but not a lot, man. And I think the Curacao I had, but it's orange Curacao. What are you doing with that? We got to have some people come over. We're going to have like bottle clearing parties. That's what we got to do. More common E.H. Taylor products. I mean, $75 or so for an E.H. Taylor small batch is kind of where I'm at. Less than 100 on the rye. Barrel proof, I don't even know what that goes for. Honestly, I've never been tempted by buying one of those at secondary because I've never seen one at secondary, or I've never seen one in a liquor store. Lawnmower time for the Elijah Craig. Rarest bottle you've come across on a hunt. I did buy a Sam Adams Utopia. I don't know how rare that is, but I think it might be moderately rare. I bought a Sam Adams Utopia in Austin, Texas. It was funny, we walked into this store, the last store on the hunt, walked into this store, was talking to the guy, had a good time. They didn't really have a lot of allocated stuff for sale. But I asked him, I was like, I'm looking for a Sam Adams Utopia because I literally just heard about it on the radio on my drive to Austin. And the guy's like, nah, we don't have anything like that. And then we were done, we were walking out, and I was filming the wrap up of the video on the sidewalk outside the liquor store. And this guy was walking into the store and he just held the door. And I kind of saw in the screen on the camera that he was just standing behind me, just hanging out. And when I got finished, he started talking to me and I realized that's the owner of the store, was coming back. And so he invited me in. He broke out a Maker's Mark Cellar Aged he had under the counter, was giving us pours of that, talking, telling us about the store and how they do allocated. And, you know, he was asking me about things and he mentioned, he's like, are you looking for, you know, Sam Adams Utopia? And I was like, yeah, I just literally just asked your guy. I think I asked your guy. I'd asked several stores. I was like, I think I just asked your guy. He said, you don't have it. He's like, we have one. So I did find that. And it's a $250 beer, which is just nuts for a beer. But it's illegal in 15 states. It's like 24% alcohol by volume, I think, roughly. So it's going to be a good video. Let's put it that way. Tim, what ECBP releases do you have on the shelf? I'll grab which ones are back here. I'm not sure all of them are back here, Tim, but I'll grab them here in a second, and that's what we'll continue drinking for the evening because I need to get rid of them. Bobby G with the super chat. What do you enjoy more, hunting for a good deal or drinking a good bourbon? Probably drinking a good bourbon. Hunting for a good deal, though, like finding a bottle at MSRP. that's something super enjoyable, something super exciting about finding a bottle you're looking for at him. It's like, honestly, that Utopia, because I thought I was gonna have to pay a markup on that. And that guy has it, and he had it, it's like 259 bucks or something. I was like, that's super exciting, because I want it, it's on my list, didn't know if I'd find it, just came out, and finding that, so, I don't know, I think not hunting for a good deal, but hunting for a good deal is not as good as drinking a good bourbon, but finding a good deal might be a little better than drinking a good bourbon. David, I have an unopened sealed bottle of Canadian Club dated 1952. Yes, absolutely, should be good to drink if it is unopened and sealed. Should be fine. All right, so we're gonna get these. Ooh, hold on, I missed a super chat here. The chat's moving so fast, I'm trying to keep up. Favorite expensive bourbon over $500. Peppy 15 would probably be that, yeah. Now that's secondary price, not MSRP, but let's see what Elijah Craig's I've got back here. Like I said, I don't think I have all my barrel proofs out on the shelf right now. I think some of them are still in the back there, but a few of them got brought out. Because I swear I've got 4 or 5 of these barrel proofs open. This is a normal small batch. This is a, oh, there's one there these are both Elijah. Why don't I have 2 94 proof Elijah Craig small batches open? Somebody explain that crap to me. How does that happen? Lord have mercy. Is one of them at least a single barrel pick? Yeah, that's what it is. One of them's a single barrel pick. I've got some Elijah Craig toasted over here, and make sure there are no more Elijah Craigs sitting down here somewhere. I think they're still in the back. We just brought out enough bottles to make the backdrop look nice while we're working on the new bar. So this one is A117. So that's from 2017. And this one is B521. So I think I may have brought out my 2 favorites here out of the ones that I have. Yeah, I got tons of Elijah Craig 18. I got enough Elijah Craig 18 to kill a horse. Oh, it tastes a lot better at $60 for sure. Bourbon School did Eagle Rare versus Russell's 10 today. Russell's won out. That's their taste buds, man. If you gave me Eagle Rare and Russell's 10, I could sniff them and tell you which one's which. You were drunk when you opened? I was not. I was not. One of them's a store pick, that's why. I've got a good reason here. So this is the 2017 version. Blend 50-50 of Elijah Craig Barrel Proof and EC 18. All right, we'll do that here in a second. Let me see, I think I got an 18 open right here. Right there. Go to Daily Sipper, Weller 18 107. Jill open one. I always blame Jill. Always blame Jill. Curious, why do we buy more bottles than we could drink in a lifetime? Because we always want what's next. Like for me, I didn't do that. I wasn't like that before we started the channel. I had about 20, but I only had 20 or so, maybe 30, because we would do a live stream at work and we would just want a different bottle for each stream. Now it's just like I got to create content, and then I find these bottles and we do events, and I want to try different things. And when people come in, I want to have all the stuff for them to try. So I just know, like if I stopped drinking right now, I would never finish all the whiskey I owned. Not if I stopped drinking, if I stopped buying, excuse me. If I stopped drinking, of course not. If I stopped buying, I would never drink all this whiskey. Would never happen. I have a lifetime supply, no problem. What's your favorite whiskey of all time, no matter the price? William LaRue Weller, James. BTAC collection, and so I love Buffalo Trace Wheaters. Finally got the 107 in store this past weekend, and the guy in front of me got the last bottle. Lord, that sucks. It's worth just beating him up and taking it. Oh, the Calumet 16 is good stuff. Next blind you do a 3-way blind. Okay. Goose Island is far better. Dude, the barrel-aged stouts are out of this world good. Like that's a whiskey. That is like a dessert in a glass. I don't even look at it as a beer. But I also didn't know they made soft drinks. So, do I have an Excel sheet to visually see? No, I don't. I just bought them all and I've tried them all and I remember most of them there, Cooper. But I'm working on an app. We're working on a Brewzle hunting app that will allow me to track my collection or my selection in this case. So at some point we'll have it, but it's going to be next year. Did I make Jill mad? Stream number 2, she's not on. This is what y'all don't realize. I'm gone half the time. Like 2 weeks out of the month, I'm gone. Jill's gone more than I am. So she's always got something going on or somewhere to be or something to do. Like usually not as big trips, like I'm going to Vegas or something like that for work. She's usually just, you know, with friends or doing something, or right now they're just a few hours away down at the beach. So she had to go get her hair did. She should be with me next month. I'll make her stream next Monday. That's what we're gonna do. Nathan says, are you feeling it yet? Not really, Nathan, not too bad. We've been actually pretty good. I mean, what time is it? It's only 9:11, and I've been making really small pours. So really small pours hasn't been that bad. The shelf behind you would last me a week, Jason. Good for you, man. Good. I just don't. The thing is, what's funny is I don't drink as much as everybody assumes I do. Like every time you see me, I'm drinking. Every time you see me, it's Monday, we're on a stream, a video comes out, I'm drinking. We batch those. At this point, I'm really trying to cut back on alcohol consumption a little bit. And so I'm trying to make it to where if I drink, it's at a work function where, you know, kind of people expect that a little bit, or it's on camera. And so I'm trying really not to drink outside of that. So it's not as often or as frequent as you may think, which is good. Like that's just, you know, my job or my goal is not to consume that level of alcohol. Do you like Sazerac or Heaven Hill or Buffalo Trace Sweeters better? Buffalo Trace Sweeters, hands down, like so good. Ashley with the $9.99 super chat. Appreciate the support there, Ashley. And the first super chat, cheers from Louisiana. Just got my short barrel rye today. Going to try it in a few after the Old Soul store pick. Would you do a barrel pick with JT Meleck and Bayou Rum? I don't know anything about Bayou Rum. I did have a Meleck rice whiskey. I would be willing to do a pick with them. So I look like a lumberjack, Don says there. But on the Meleck stuff, I would be interested. I need to talk to them. We need to see, like I want to go down there. I want to see what they've got going on. I want to make sure other people would be interested because it's different. It is very like bourbon-esque with their rice whiskey. And so I think people would like it, but at the same time, I don't want to buy 200 bottles of rice whiskey and everybody be like, nah, that's not my thing, right? Appreciate it there, Mark. Rock Hill Farms or Blanton's? Rock Hill Farms every single day of the week and twice on days that end in Y. Oh, I'm way behind. All right, let me catch up here. For your expertise, what's the hardest whiskey to make? Hardest whiskey to make. All whiskey's kind of difficult to make if you've got to age it for long periods of time. So I don't understand the question there, Supra, but I would say like all whiskey is kind of equally difficult to make. Whiskey that has to age for longer is difficult. So if you're talking about like from a business perspective, something that's got to be aged 6, 7, 8 years before you sell it is tough. Something that's got to be aged even longer, like Canadian whiskey, to really have great flavors, even harder because you got to sit there and you got to do all the work, and then you don't make any money for 10 years, 15 years. JL, one more question. What is your favorite music to listen to while relaxing with some bourbon? And Kristen, Jeremy needs a refill. Kristen, would you help Jeremy out here, please? Could you, like, the man asked a really nice question and he needs a refill. So normally, I'm a Tom Petty fan. That's just kind of my jam. So I've got Pandora. Now I'm too cheap to pay for it. People give me a hard time because my Pandora has ads. Because I just don't care if it wants to run ads every few songs. Doesn't bother me at all. Like it's not worth $8 a month to me. So I've got mine seeded with all sorts of weird stuff. And I say weird stuff like random eclectic stuff. Like there's Post Malone in there, and Tupac and B.I.G. and Tom Petty and Sugarland and country like George Strait. So it will play 3 songs of a genre and then completely flip genres. So it'll do like 90s rap and then flip to like 80s country. And I love every bit of it. Like I love the variety and I love a little bit of all types of music. But I like stuff that's just kind of in the background. Here's my favorite type of music. My favorite type of music is after you've had a few to drink and you think you can actually sing that song, like some Hootie and the Blowfish, right? Great example of this. Not technically the most sophisticated music in the entire world. You don't have Celine Dion level vocals on that thing. After you had a few, you feel like you could perform that song and then you try. That's my favorite type of music. Austin Malone with his first super chat. Appreciate it, Austin. Thank you. Lord have mercy. I can't keep up. I'm trying to get all the super chats here. Have you tried any of the Wayne Gretzky whiskey? I have not seen this. I need some, Matthew. Appreciate the super chat. Appreciate the support, but have not seen that. Have you tried Jack Daniel's single malt? Trevette? I have not. And I probably would not like it. Like I'm not a single malt guy. So I don't seek out single malts when they come on the market. What's your favorite bourbon whiskey documentary or movie? We actually have some fun kind of documentary stuff we're planning for next year. It's going to be really exciting. The one where, I forget the name of it, but the one where they steal all the pappies, like somebody I forget the name of that. That was pretty fun. And if there's any bourbon whiskey documentaries that I should watch that maybe I have not seen, let me know in the chat. I would love to watch those. The November drop this month. Have they announced the November drop in the state of Alabama and what those bottles are going to be? I haven't even seen it. I will check that out here in a second and get you a comment on that. David with the $4.99 super chat. What do you recommend for me? I'm pretty new to bourbon. Don't know what that is. Tamdu 15, Henry McKenna 10, budget between $100 and $200. If that's $100 to $200 US dollars, your budget is almost infinite. Henry McKenna 10, you're probably going to want to try like a Blanton's. If you find a Rock Hill Farms, they're hard to find at that $100 to $200 mark though. E.H. Taylor, like all those Buffalo Traces, I would say are on par with that McKenna 10, maybe better. Four Roses single barrel strengths, I would probably try if you like that McKenna. Old Forester single barrel 100 proofs are going to be really good to you at that mark. Maybe drop into some Wild Turkey stuff. Like honestly, the McKenna 10's a pretty good middle of the road bourbon. Like when I say middle of the road, I'm not rating it. I'm not saying it's middle of the road as in a 5 out of 10 on the deliciousness scale. What I'm saying is it's pretty approachable. There's nothing really outside the normal bourbon profile on the ones I've had. And so a lot of these other ones that are kind of mainstream, I guess is better than middle of the road, that are kind of mainstream bourbons are going to be good for you. James is waiting on a Redwood Empire Pipe Dream cash strength. Awesome, appreciate it. I'm glad we were able to get those. So we had talked to Redwood Empire and they said, hey, we've got these available. We didn't make any money on those. We're not marking those up. We're not they just said, hey, we'll give them to you, make them available to your patron, and we made them available to y'all. So I hope all that works out. I know they weren't able to ship to a lot of states. I hate that. Nothing I can really do about that. So I am looking at the October limited release. Let's see if we can do Let's see what the November limited release looks like. November limited release. So let's look and see what the state of Alabama is dropping. And we're just gonna look at Auburn, Alabama here locally to see, okay, so blackened rabbit hole whiskey, what is that? Remus High Rye is what they're dropping in one of the Auburn locations. That is not worth going and standing in line for. And so Alabama has a lottery system, and at the end of the year, they have the big lottery. And that's gonna have a lot of, like, all the really, really good stuff's gonna be there. And so I would expect this one to be kind of light. In Opelika, they're gonna drop Blanton's, Buffalo Trace, Eagle Rare. Honestly, I might head up there. What day is this? 11/25. If I'm here, which I expect to be, I may just head up there and just replenish my Blantons and Eagle Rare. Let's see if there's another, is there another Auburn? I didn't see the main Auburn store. Huh. But if that's what they have, then that's not worth standing in line for. Just picked up my first Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend. I found a lot of those in Austin, Texas, and I didn't buy any of them. I should have. I've just got one open, one backup. That's a long time. Like, that's probably a 2-year supply of Magnus Cigar Blend for me. So I didn't buy them, but man, they're so good. When's the next Brewzle barrel pick? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 barrels picked on the way. Literally any day they may show up. So I'm expecting between now and the end of December, we will drop 5 barrels. And then we just did Still Austin. That should be available in January. And I'm hoping to have more, as long as y'all like the short barrel toasted and y'all want more of it. Once those start to arrive, they have shipped out. Once they start to arrive, as long as everybody like those as much as I think they're gonna like those, we'll get more of those. So should have more of those coming in January, along with hopefully the Still Austin. Alec, huge fan. I'm in Alabama as well, Birmingham area, looking for WLW and handy Sazerac. Any tips on finding those? If you're gonna try to get them in the state of Alabama, it's all gonna be through the lottery at the end of the year. And once the lottery is done, half of them that are sold through the lottery will be on Facebook Marketplace, or Facebook groups that specialize in secondary market whiskey. So if you want one, get out of Alabama. Unless you won the lottery, you know, and can do that, or you want to pay secondary prices. You stranded with one bottle. What's your choice? I'm just going to take the 107. Manny's wondering how we drink so much. Well, Manny, it's not how, it's why. And the reason why is to put up with people that ask questions like that. Kyle Rodriguez with the $5 super chat. Appreciate the support. First super chat from Kyle. Next time around Southeast Wisconsin, you need to check out Timer's Beverage Center. Nice. I'll have to check that out. Are there certain days Ohio releases 107? Yes, they have drop days. I think it may be, you know, once a month, and it's not always in that drop. We did we did a video of, it's the Dayton, Ohio video, where I think they kind of talk about how their system works a little more, some in that video. Yeah, I didn't get the lottery either. So somebody wanted me to mix Cask Strength Elijah Craig with Elijah Craig 18. The Joseph Magnus Cigar Blends, the one I've seen are like $250-ish. Mean Green picked up 20 other bottles, most ever in a week. Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot for me. So if it's a lot for me, it's a lot for normal people. That's for sure. I drink because I can't sing or dance, but it makes me seem like I can sing, at least to me. 107, yeah, Weller Antique 107, Nathan. Where do you go to check out what stores are doing bourbon drops in your area? That's what we're hoping to do with the app there, Jake. I'm hoping the app can provide you, because there's no way for you to really know. You just have to like follow all of these liquor stores on social media. That's really the only way. So Facebook, and then every time you go to a liquor store, follow them on Facebook if they have one. The Murray Hill Club's okay, not my favorite. Dalmore Cigar Malt, I think I have that one. It's okay, but I'm just not a Scotch fan, so. Single barrel bonded are the benchmarks that I like the most. Bardstown Origin Series bottled in bond. I don't think I have those. What stores in Austin were you finding Joseph Magnus Cigar Blends? Just about every store I went into. I'm almost certain we saw them at Chris's in Austin. So Chris's, I think it was Chris's 2. I don't know if there's a Chris's 1. We didn't go to Chris's 1. But I know I saw them there. Outside of that, I'd have to look back at the video. Don't really recall. But we saw them at 2 or 3 places. Yeah, like $199 for a Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend is, I think that may be close to MSRP for those. I don't know. They're really pricey bottles. Maybe $150, $60. I could be wrong. Although everything keeps going up. Any interest in Piney the Younger? I don't know. I've heard of it. Don't know a lot about it. The Smoothest Wheater under $100. Weller Special Reserve. Kelvin with the $1.99 first super chat. Appreciate the support. Any tips for Washington or Oregon new to whiskey hunting? I haven't been hunting there yet, Kelvin. So sorry to not have any good news, but they are on my list. It is going to happen. I'm going to fly up there at some point, hopefully next year. We were trying to get over there when we were in Idaho, just didn't have time to make it all work. The old man at Brewzle, if you, what, did I miss something there, the old man? Or are you just ifing me? Buy cheap stuff, learn with cheap bottles, for sure. Yeah, so if you look at the video on the top bourbons for beginners, it's a lot of affordable, regularly available stuff. Like, you don't have to get too crazy with it. Just a reminder, after this live stream, I'm going to jump onto Discord. We have a supporter channel for those that are in our Patreon. So if you're in Patreon, or if you happen to join Patreon this evening, link your Discord account, and you should gain access to the supporter only channel, as well as the supporter live audio feed. And so we can jump in there and everybody can kind of talk back and forth. It's not just me talking to y'all. Everybody can talk. We can just have a conversation, ask questions, talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. So if you're a patron, just make sure you're in the Discord if you want to join in on those voice only chats after these live streams. Jabron Lames with the super chat. Search 16 stores today for a Michter's toasted rye. No luck. Yeah, those are hard to come by, man. I don't have one. I think I have a toasted, but I think it's a toasted barrel sour mash. Drinking a Knob Creek 115 proof rye as a console. That's not a bad consolation prize, though. Blessed Assassin got the email that the short barrel toasted and rye should be there on Thursday. Awesome. I can't wait to get everybody's thoughts on these, because toasted barrels are so, like, they're different, right? Some people love them, some people hate them. And so I like them. As far as toasted barrels go, the short barrel is high on my list. Like, that might be my favorite toasted barrel out there. And so I'm really curious to see what folks think about the toasted barrels. But also the Knob Creek, like, the Knob Creek's just good. There's no, are people gonna like it? If you like Knob Creek, that Knob Creek single barrel we bought is going to be good. If you like ryes, I think you're gonna like that short barrel rye as well. But the toasted barrel is the most unique and interesting one of the bunch. And so I'm really interested to see what people think about it. What was your great-grandpa's name? On which side? Thomas Gamble. Everybody on my family, I'm Thomas Gamble. Everybody in my family's Thomas Gamble. Fair price for Eagle Rare. I buy it when I see it for like $45 or under. Dakota with the $1 super chat. Appreciate the support there, Dakota. Whiskey Blender. Fraley in the house. I wonder if you would have liked my original formulation of Murray Hill Club. It's changed a lot since I first formed. see, this is the shit y'all get me into. I get asked about Murray Hill Club, and the freaking blender for Murray Hill Club is in the live stream watching. And I say, it's not really my jam. And like, the blender's literally here. And now I'm in trouble. Now I feel like I'm in trouble. Is it out here? Do I have it? I think it's in the back. I don't know. I would go dig it out because it's been a long time since I've tried it. It has been a long, it might be over here. Hold on. Whoa, 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 look. Right there. Murray Hill. Right there. And so, like, if anybody should be personally offended about me not liking a bottle, it's the person who blended it. Y'all are getting me in trouble. But I've had this bottle for 2 or 3 years, and you see how little of it I've drank. So, all right, let's try this. Again, it's been a while. Maybe my tastes have adjusted and adapted. I have liked a lot of the Still Austin stuff, though, and we were there for a barrel pick with them this week, so good job on that. Brad with the super chat. What's going on? Didn't know you were from Alabama. Live in West Alabama in a town called Linden. Appreciate it, man. I'm over in Opelika. All right. It smells good. Like, I mean, that's good. That's not bad whiskey. It's not what I remember. But it's still just like, there's nothing off-putting about it today. Now, granted, I've had a lot of whiskey already. Let me wash down with my Dr. Pepper kicker here. Yeah, Toasted sold out by the, like, right after it hit 10 proofers. So, with that, this particular bottle has just a little bit of kind of harshness. It just kind of coats my palate with just a little bit of harshness that I just am not a huge fan of. And I probably need to try another bottle. Like I said, this one is several. This might, like, hell, this might be 2020 or 2019. Like, I don't even know how old this bottle is. Let's see if it gives me some clues. I've had this one for a while, I believe. What does that say? Does that say batch number 21? What is batch number 21? It can't be 2021, can it? I guess it can be. All right, blender, Fraley, Nancy Fraley. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. We're going to blend our own whiskey. I want to do something really silly and dumb. I want to buy some barrels from small distilleries. I want to blend them together for our first only release. And I may have mentioned this to you last time you were in the stream, but we need to start having some conversations around what that looks like, what that'll cost me, where we buy the bottles from. I just want to do something really fun and interesting by sourcing some barrels in, do like a 10-barrel blend. And I have no idea what goes into that, and I want to do something fun there. So, the Murray Hill Club, good, but just not exactly to what I'm looking for. The Cigar Blend, on the other hand, is one of my favorite bottles I own. Act Heating and Cooling, I have tried a cellar age, really good stuff. Still Austin has the, I'm down, like, we'll figure it out, right? I can, at this point, I can get some barrels from folks that other people can't get barrels from, just because they're small distillers we featured on the channel, and they're willing to give us some access to some fun stuff. So we can, like, get the barrels out there, maybe use some, I don't know. It doesn't have to be anything in particular. I just want to do our own private label blend. And I want to learn about the blending process, what goes into that. I want to work with somebody that knows what they're doing to help with that, so that we're trying to provide whiskey education. We have fun, we're silly about it, but we're trying to have fun and be silly while also having, an interesting thread of education through what we're doing. So that's kind of our plan for next year. And I'd love for you to be a part of that if we could figure out a way to do it. It's modeled on the original 19th century Murray Hill Club. Okay. Like there's just something. I'll buy the next bottle I see of this, I will buy. Because it could just be that blend that's just not perfect for me, right? Dread River Distillery Master's Cut. I've had some Dread River, and they would dread me doing a review of it at this point. But it's young, like they got some time. They need to, Alabama, there's not a bourbon made in Alabama that I am a huge fan of at this point. I think the best bourbon made in Alabama is going to be Detling right now, but they use a lot of malt, and pot stilled malt whiskeys are not my jam. And so I don't love it. It's a fine quality whiskey, and if you like pot stilled malts, you will like their whiskey as well. It's just not for my taste. Do I like Terry Crews? Who doesn't like Terry Crews? Is there anybody out there that doesn't like Terry Crews, Bill? ER limit, what does that say? ER limit $60 total, not worth $100. Okay. It wasn't a sentence. I had a hard time reading it. I hate malt. I'm not a big malt fan. At least not pot stilled malt. Studer says he also asked if I could be his grandpa. Who are we talking about? The chat's moving so fast, it is hard for me to keep up with it. But, I don't know. I mean, sure. He can call me grandpa if that helps. What are your favorite cigar blends? Honestly, this Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend's the only one I really like that I've had. I've had 2 or 3, not all of them. But the Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend's the only one where I'm I don't forget having a cigar. That's just a good whiskey to drink. Chris likes malt. Go buy all the Chattanooga and all the Detling stuff in all the world. Let's see. I'm trying to keep up with the chat here. Oh, talking about courage and conviction. Gotcha. Appreciate it there, Kevin. And we've got some really fun things planned that I can't really talk about. I'm a guy that just likes to put it out there. Here's what I'm planning. Here's what I'm trying to do. You see, we're talking about the beer. We're trying to make the bourbon barrel aged beer. We're talking about the blends we're trying to do. But we've also got some things that are really exciting, but they involve a lot more people than just me. And so I don't want to talk about them until they happen. But if they happen and it looks like they're going to, next year is going to be super, super exciting for this channel. Rich with the super chat. First super chat on the channel. Appreciate the support, Rich. You need to look me up next time you're in Northern Kentucky. I know where to get good bottles. Well, Rich, might be happening sooner rather than later. We are planning a couple of things in Kentucky right now. Shoot me an email, support or info. Send it to info@brewzle.com and say, hey, I'm in Northern Kentucky. You need to hit me up. We're planning some stuff right now. Ani with the first super chat as well, sipping on the Short Barrel Toasted. What do you think? I need a review right now, Ronnie. What is your thought on Short Barrel Toasted? ER, take it easy. Joseph Magnus for $2.99. I mean, that's a little high. That's a little high, but it's so good. When do your Ben Holladay picks drop? We're still waiting to hear. I'm hoping on Monday I know more. I'm following up with everybody that owes us a barrel right now to try to get an updated timeline. I've been out of town for like 2 weeks. I was in Vegas for a week. I was in Austin, Texas last week. I'm hoping I can follow up this week and know more for Monday. I have not tried Redwood Empire Rye. No, I do have a William. Let's try Penelope Rio before we get off of this right here. I've got a Rio. I have not even opened it yet. I've had a little pour of somebody else's Rio, but it's been a while. Let's try it. Quentin with the super chat. Love the content. Glad I finally caught one of your lives. I'm 80 miles south of San Francisco. Is that of SFSD? Sioux Falls, South Dakota. That's what it is. 80 miles south of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and was really intrigued to see what you scored on this trip. South Dakota was fun, man. Some cool stores there. Dylan Lee, how do I get whiskey from you? So if you're looking for barrel picks, they're gonna drop to patron. So you need to be in the patron. There's a free tier if you don't wanna pay. The really, really desirable bottles won't make it down to the free patron tier, but at least you'll know, right? You'll know what's coming, and then every once in a while, some bottles will make it down there. Ronnie says it's surprisingly complex for its age. I get dark fruit, brown sugar, and cinnamon. So I'm gonna tell you something right now, Ronnie, and I want you to try it, and I want you to tell me if you get this note. But that bottle is just apricot for days. Like, all I taste is apricot on that thing. Let's see, I'm reading Nancy Fraley's comments here, even though they're not to me. It's my channel. I can read them even if I want, even if they're not to me, I can read them. Cigar blends originate from the cognac world, where they're usually distilled on the lees, i.e. dead yeast, and have a lot of nutty, bold flavors. I modeled Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend on that model. That's great to know, because I want to do a cigar blend. So, but that's like, so I want to do a blend for second quarter of next year, probably too soon. Probably won't be able to, like, I don't even have the name solidified. We got an idea. We haven't done any legal on anything, but I want to do one Q2, and then Q4, I want to do a cigar blend. But like, probably won't make that timeline. I'm ambitious, and things in the whiskey world take way too much time. So Chris, I do not hate tequila. Tequila hates me. All my bad experiences as a younger man in college, a full legal drinking age, but still young to alcohol, were with tequila, and we did not get along. We had some fights. I lost every one of them. And so it just wasn't a great thing. So I just, like, my body is just adverse to tequila. I like tequila, and my body's just like, no, can't do that. Joey says, how long has the stream been going? It has been going for 1 hour and 41 minutes. We are going to try Penelope Rio, then I'm going to call this stream, and then I'm going to jump over into the voice-only chat on Discord. So, Will, make it a clickable link. Let me get this Penelope Rio up here. Got the Brewzle clouts going. All right, let's try this. If you want to do a cigar blend, I'm gonna hit you up. I think I got your contact info. If not, send me an email, info@brewzle.com. We'll talk about it. Like, seriously, I'm down. We just want to do fun things. As long as we could tell the story and share it with other folks, it's fun. As long as we have a good time, we could share the story. I'm down for all sorts of dumb things we could come up with. We're gonna use a dirty Glencairn just because that's how we roll. So a little liquor store in Georgia, and I can't remember their name right now, they did me a real solid, and they accidentally got a case of these Penelope Rios. So they were supposed to get Penelope Architects, and a case of these Rios showed up instead. And they hit me up and they're like, hey dude, you're looking for a Rio? And I said, absolutely, we'll hold it. And I couldn't get up there. It took me a month to make it up there, and they still had it for me. So I did blend, I never tried this? I thought that's what I was drinking. Lord have mercy. I thought that's what I was drinking. I'm talking too much. We'll try that then, and then we'll get on this. Got my Shortbarrel Perfect Sipper right now. Nice, David. Which one did you get? So I see Bob there asking, how's Maggie? Maggie is, my mechanic that did a lot of the work on Maggie decided to just retire his shop. He doesn't want to do it anymore. So I found a new shop, but it's like a 2-month wait list to get a few issues fixed on Maggie. So I've taken apart like the armrests and some things inside. I'm doing some plastic repair. Okay, that's better than either of those on their own. I will concede that Elijah Craig 18 and Elijah Craig Barrel Proof is better than either of those just by themselves. But back to Maggie. So I'm just waiting. I've got probably a month and a half left on the wait list to get a few little issues fixed so that I can start road tripping her again. Will's out of here. We'll see you in the morning, man. Brandon, glad you enjoyed the 13th Colony Sour Mash. It was our pleasure meeting you and sharing the bottle with you. Brandon, 13th Colony, the 13th Colony, like everything I've had from 13 Colonies has been good to great. And that says a lot for a small distillery, because honestly, I can't say that about most major distilleries. I've had a lot of stuff from major distilleries that were just not good. And I think maybe this Rio might be one of those. Ooh, God. But the Sour Mash is good stuff, man. I appreciate y'all having us. It was a fun barrel pick. I got to get an update tomorrow on where we're at on it. A lot of folks are asking. A lot of folks are excited about that barrel pick. Grant with their first super chat. Appreciate the support there, Grant. Discord is asking for J-Rock's Tater. I know. So we were supposed to Tater sticker the J-Rock, the rye from Shortbarrel with J-Rock's face on it. And timing just didn't work out. Like I needed these bottles to go out. But now do I want to spend, I don't know, $300 buying and sending out Tater stickers? Probably not. We're gonna Tater sticker everything next year. But so we've got several. We've got the 13th Colony. We got the 13th. We did the Sour Mash video. I'm expecting a double oaked. I made some deals for a double oaked. I'm hoping to have one here pretty soon from 13th. We did a review of their cash strength bourbon. That video may have went out. It was a short. If it hadn't went out, I don't know what happened, but it should be out. And then obviously the barrel pick video comes out when the barrel pick's available. So we're expecting big things out of that video as well. And dude, I'd love to do more stuff next year. So I think people are gonna really like what we picked from y'all. Do I want to send the J-Rock Tater sticker? I don't know. Dude, it's cinnamon. It is just sweet cinnamon. And that's Amburana for you. Is it, if I'm not mistaken, this is like honey and Amburana. Yeah. It's interesting. That first pour, you're like, that's okay. That's all right. Oh, that's so interesting. But after that first pour, I want no more of this. It's just, I just can't get on this Amburana bandwagon. I don't know what we're doing here. Like, I don't understand. If you like Amburana, good for you. Like, that's great. I just can't get on that bandwagon. A bootlegger Ford coupe. I mean, if you're really into building cars, if you're really good with sheet metal and body work, let's have a conversation. Because I really want to do an automotive channel in addition to this channel. But I just don't have time to do all, I mean, I don't have the skill for sheet metal and body work, but I just also don't have the time. But I think it would be fun. Yeah, if I got a 13, so yeah, if 13th Colony can hook me up next year with a double oaked pick, it's not gonna happen. That's just not gonna happen. But yeah, if we got a 13th Colony double oak pick, that'd be out of this world. Yeah, whiskey blend. So hit me up. I can send you samples of all the bottles I've got. So Nancy, send me that email. Give me your info. I've got a cask strength store pick. It's not our pick, but I've got a cask strength store pick. I've got their sour mash, I got their bourbon, I got their rye, and I should have a double oak coming. I'll send you samples of it. You would buy the J-Rock Fault Tater sticker. So if we just did the Tater sticker and just put them out there for people to buy them, so we're not gonna send them out, but if we just printed them and allowed people to buy them, Will just left. I'll tell Will to do it. Shoot for a Brewzle. So how many, I guess, here's the thing. We had Brandon from 13th Colonies here, right? Or no, that was Brandon was from Memphis. He's the one that gave us the 13th Colony Sour Mash. That's what it was. Yeah, I'm getting confused with there's some folks from 13th, but yeah, if there's a number of views that 13th Colonies need for us to get a double oak pick, I'll run ads on that video. That's what I'll do. New merch, Brewzle. So every time we print Tater stickers, we need to run like an even number. So we ran like 200 of the rum, but there was only 150 or so rums, something like that, 160 rums. So we have like 40 stickers left over. So I think what we're gonna start doing is, like, we have the new merch, we have these hats, the leather patch hats and stuff like that. So we're starting to bring merch here and ship more of it out. The Glencairns are shipping from here. The hats are shipping from here. We've got a lot of new shirts we're gonna have printed that'll ship from here. We're probably just gonna start throwing extra Tater stickers into any of the orders. Like when we have some Tater stickers, we'll just toss them in orders until they're gone. But if you want those stickers, I will tell Will we need to get those stickers made. Have not done any hunting in Iowa. Or 13th Colony rye pick. Okay, so Alvin, we only got allocated one barrel. I would have bought a rye. They had a sweet potato whiskey that they had done that was out of this freaking world. I would have bought that. Like, they would have sold 3 barrels to me if they would have gave them to us. But they're small. They're just starting their barrel pick process. They're trying to figure it out, right? And so they didn't want to go overboard with it. It's fine. Like, it's fine. I'm appreciative of the barrel that we got. Let's see, what am I missing? Lots of chatter going on. All right, I think we are going to call it here at 9:51. I'm going to jump into the supporter-only voice chat over on Discord. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us. This was a fun live stream. Hopefully next week Jill's back. Maybe, I don't know. I like these where they just kind of degrade into God knows what when she's not here. Sometimes that's kind of fun every once in a while. I don't want it every week, but every once in a while it's kind of fun. So, my baked ziti is ready now. Appreciate it there, Nancy. We'll catch it. Yes, we should be live next Monday. I hope we don't miss another one till the end of the year. Like, I could be wrong. I don't know for sure the schedule from now to the end of the year, but we should be consistent. I have made a down payment on the new woodwork in the studio for the shelves for bottles in there. I'm hoping sometime early next year that studio is done so we can actually jump in there. We're gonna take these streams up. This stream's probably gonna be similar, but we're gonna do a second stream on Wednesdays as well that we think would be a little higher up. Hey, right now, J-Rock, I would take baked ziti over this stream. I really would. If y'all got some baked ziti, somebody can just send me some ziti to the door. If I hear the doorbell ring, I will go up there for the ziti. I will pick it up. Appreciate everybody hanging out with me. We will catch up with y'all later, unless you're in the Discord, and then I'll be over there here in just a second.